God, the styles. The crazy animation too. And we have this guy that we haven't met yet. Not blonde. His hair is white. I don't know. That we see a lot here. Him. Looks like some kind of producer or something. Someone, you know, behind the scenes. But it's funny that he gets so much like showtime in the opening. What the hell? The teleportation. That's so crazy. That's so cool though too. You can just start something and with enough people interested, you get that power. You get like the power to help yourself. But it also depends on what people want from you. You're also on the other hand trapped by people's expectations, right? In people's hearts, but not for real. It seems. Shit, yeah. He just went to sleep after that? What was that? He just went to sleep after that. That's crazy. I think it probably wasn't just a dream. Oh, okay. Were you supposed to tell her? Okay. Oh my god. Talk until you agree to marriage. Jesus Christ. Show&tell, hi guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching To Be Hero X. Season 1, Episode 2. Let's get into this episode. Check out my Patreon to get full reactions for the current shows I'm reacting to, or join my membership on YouTube to get early access to edited reactions. Most importantly, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you do, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to let me know. Don't forget to support the original content, and let's get into it. Yeah, that's horrible. Okay. He's into it. Okay. Well, yeah. Oh. Because that's the point. Okay. We made up already. Yeah, I mean, she gets a chance to be the real her, I guess. There's some kind of... Yeah, I mean, you're so trapped by your fans. Yeah, I wondered. Oh, really? From the very first days? Nice is a stupid name, I agree. But I mean, I guess it symbolizes everything that he is supposed to be. God, your life is like, it's not yours though. The moment you gain that recognition, that's all you have though. Like the fans decide who you are. 1 month later? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is working to some degree for sure. And what's the whole deal with her looking dead? I don't know. Like, it has to be something. Maybe it was just his imagination, like overworking himself, but I don't believe that.
一番落ち込んでた時、僕を励ましてくれたのは君だ。だから僕の一生を君に捧げる。結婚してくれますか、シャオイエチン。
Well, it's better than what it was for her, I guess. At least she likes him a little bit. It's terrible still. It's obviously terrible. Your whole life is fake. Everything is fake. Okay. You're a fan? What? 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 There's a script. Okay. Okay, I'm liking this. That's why she said that, okay. And that totally frees you from everything. What the fuck is that? But he has a different agenda, I guess. To ask him what? Okay, yeah, I guess he knows nice for real. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. He seems kind of crazy. If he was really friends with Nice. Then that's really sad for him. He's a hero? I guess everyone's a hero, okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Change of animation, let's go. I think that's the fighting animation for the most part, you know, and I love it. Okay. Teamwork. Oh. Like where do they get, like your powers of like destruction or whatever, they come from your own feelings? Made him a villain. Yeah, and he's forced into that. And then you make, you know, the like the public believe you're a villain, and then that gives you the powers, I guess. She took his place in the contract. That's really sad. Villain for the contract. Huh? So she's not dying for real, she's dying for fake. Like he's crying because she's leaving, right? And for the show of it, I guess. But I guess for him it's real because she's leaving him, I think. Yeah, no, I think he's crying for real though. Oh, you're crying too. Oh, because everyone wished her to go somewhere free.
君への祈りを捧げてもらった。
Yeah.
どこへでもワープできるよ。
Go for it, girl. Yeah. Holiday.
あなたはあなたの心はどこへ？人気急上昇中の完璧なヒーロー、ナイスがヒーローランキングトップ10入りを目指すと宣言しました。
Oh, he's not yet that. I guess he's just like the top hero for that company.
バイバイ。
I guess. Yeah, like, okay. And they decided it for him. He's going to figure out who he is. He has a picture of him already. I already noticed. Okay, and then if he exposes that, that will ruin everything, obviously. What the fuck is happening? What? Huh?
恐怖粒子がもたらすパワーを試したくはないか。これより先、ジューシーという人間は存在しない。
Okay, he's being taken over.
ゴッドアイ。
God Eye. Oh, okay. Who are you, dude? Why do you keep showing up and I don't see you in the episode? Are these all people that we're going to meet? Are these all heroes? We saw them, I think, in the opening as well. Yeah, okay, this is the guy we saw in this episode. And this is Ling? Possibly? I'm not sure. Okay, nice, I guess. Crazy episode. We really got to see, like, yeah, just how far this extends. Like, your whole life. As soon as you are locked into one persona, you have to, I mean, you have contracts, obviously, because the company that hires you, like, depends on it. And the image that you know, that you project, so that you can keep on being, like, the more you project it, the more you gain in order to become more and more that. Like, you're kind of trapped into this, like, box where you have to be that and only that, and the more you are that, you get more, like, your powers are even, like, you know, tunneled into that one thing, which is, like, it's so scary. Honestly, I would have gone insane, like, in Moon's position, you know, just like she can't be anything else. And again, it like directly, you know, like reflects real life, like, you know, the life we live, obviously, with, like, public opinion and everything, but it's, like, to an extreme degree, and it manifests physically, and it's, I mean, poor Moon. And what was the whole thing about her dying? Like, was it just like a cliffhanger from the first episode? Was it just him, like, imagining something because he's been through a lot? And I mean, he just saw, not just, but he saw Nice die, and then they talked about it, and then he saw Moon dead, and it was like, okay, like, in some way it was, like, symbolic of the fact that everything's fake, maybe, I don't know, or if there's more to it. Like, I don't know how fake everything is. I don't know how deep it goes, you know? And it's just crazy that, you know, like, we got all this explanation, right, from Miss J, like, that, you know, in the first episode, how Nice is going, like, how Ling is going to become nice, like, you know, the more trust he gains, the, you know, physically, like, the more he's going to change physically to fit the image. But do the public realize that? Like, do they know how much power they have? Do they know that's how it works? Do they know that without that, like, without their belief? Because the moment they know that, I think it also takes away from the power that this belief has, because this belief is tainted, you know, the moment they realize that it's all kind of based on what they think, right? On what they believe. Because then they know that it's fake. But to some degree, like this, like they said at the end, kind of like, you know, they believe what they want to believe. So, I mean, even if you kind of know that you're lying to yourself, you don't know it maybe, like, consciously, and you're just kind of, and it's very hard to see the truth for what it is, I guess, many times. So I guess it could still, like, I'm not sure how much the public is aware of how much power they have over the heroes. But I mean, everyone is like potentially a hero, right? Or something. So I think everyone to some degree possibly is aware of this. I don't know for sure. But like they don't know like maybe how much influence they have, but they must understand something of it. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how much of it is like hidden and is known only to, you know, whoever becomes the actual hero. I don't know. Because I mean, the whole trust thing and everything, that's a known thing. I think like that's how the ranking goes. That's how the heroes are ranked. I think so. The public knows that they have that much influence at least. Maybe they don't know that how much it can physically affect the hero. Maybe they don't realize that, because I mean, giving them that power, that knowledge is going to, I mean, it's going to be crazy, I think, if they realize how much they affect their own heroes. That could cause chaos. So maybe they don't know really fully what it all means. Like they just see an image, they just see a person and they're like, okay, this is what I believe this person is, which happens pretty naturally, right? Like as soon as, like, you know, you project some kind of image, they believe that, and that it grows from there, right? So you wouldn't necessarily understand or see that it actually affects them physically or something. I'm not sure. Like, I think someone who paid attention to that kind of thing and was like, wait, his eyes were like dark before and now they're blue or something. I don't know, like that there is, I mean, and then the powers like that suddenly manifest. They realize, like the public realizes that it's their own wishes and belief that brings these powers about. Do they realize how much power they have? I don't know. It's a crazy world to live in. Oh my God. Like on the one hand, you like, oh, you could get what you supposedly want. I mean, so far, all we've focused on are the people who got what they wanted, but didn't get what they wanted at all, because it was like either it trapped them in this one image, or like in this one thing that, you know, the more the public wants, the more you can't just like break away from that. Or it's like, for instance, the dude, Wreck, they called it in the translation at least. I think they said something destruction in the actual, like when they said like in the Japanese supposedly. Like he wanted to be a hero, and then he got the contract that actually made him into a villain. Like, I don't even know. It's kind of funny because everyone is a hero in some way, or like they call everyone hero, I think. And then, but then there are like bad hero, or at least, like, I don't know if he was a bad hero, but he was a nemesis to Nice at the very least. So anyone who liked Nice didn't like him, but the whole image of him was pretty villainy. So I guess I don't know if like the translation, I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying, because Miss J, at least in the translation, said, oh, you, like, she's told Ling, you can't face that level of hero or something right now. So she called Wreck a hero. So it seems to me like everyone is a hero. It just depends on how much trust you have and how much you're affected and how many powers or how strong your powers are or something like that. I guess trust can work in both ways. Like if you're like a hero and you're conceived, or you're perceived as a hero by the public, then you become more of that hero. But if you're perceived as a villain by the public, you become more of that villain. So that's the image that projected for this guy, Wreck, right? And they made him the villain. And like their trust in his villainy made him more of a villain, you know, like, again, he was trapped in this cycle, and he wanted to be, I guess, a good hero or something, and he never got that chance because he was just like, this is the role that was given to him and he had to play the part or else he would lose everything. Obviously, yes, again, you're trapped in this role. It's really hard to make a change. But I guess you could, as long as, like, again, like there are ways, I guess, to get around it. Like I could see like maybe the public wanting the nemesis to like have a redemption arc, you know, if you can somehow work that into the narrative or something, and then you could maybe make a shift into like being a hero, like an actual hero, working for good or something like that. Again, I don't know who, like, the villains are like also created by the public in some way, or because I guess you could become like a powerful villain if the public perceives you as such, but then you don't rank on the hero, like you don't, I don't know, like, because your trust kind of grows in terms of how much they trust what they see, kind of, right? And you become a stronger villain, but then do you rank in the same, like it's all the same in some way, like you rank with how much trust you have, how much you're like embodying this image, then you could rank higher in the hero ranking, even though you're not technically a hero, you're a villain. I guess it's I guess. And so, like, for instance, we had like last episode we had like the boss whatever who he was, who was like working with fear and everything, and that's something that people try, like that's something that affects people it's very effective and it's very strong and people react to it immediately, so it gave him like the strength. And then he used termination letters, which is like, yeah, a fear I guess a lot of people share, so it was like immediately effective and gave him like, you know, all that power right away. And so, and again, we have here this idea of like fear is not a lot, even though I don't agree with that. Fear a lot of times is about, like, you could be afraid of something because you're telling yourself, like it's kind of also like a cycle of like you're telling yourself you're afraid of something, and then it becomes like this bigger thing, you know? So I don't think fear is necessarily the truth. There's a lot about it that's about exaggeration as well, but whatever, you know? So, but if people are afraid of you, then yeah, it's a pretty, I guess, solid basis to making them more and more afraid. Even though that's kind of fake too, I guess, in some way. But then, you know, the moment you make them afraid of you, like, you have to really be like scary. You have to really make them scared so that, you know, the fear like would grow the more they believe in it, right? So I guess that's what they're going for. And then, you know, he got this whole like, I guess, makeover of like becoming an actually fearful villain, I guess. You know, he got like this hood and this whatever glowing on his face, and he said organization spotlight. He might have used the name organization for like Miss J's company as well, so I don't know. It could be just, I don't know if it's like more than that, or it could be just like, yeah, just like a rival organization that just, they like go the other way and they're actually like they rival the heroes by creating these villains or something, you know, which is, yeah, I guess that's how it goes. That's kind of the point of like a villain versus hero kind of thing. Okay, it's a really interesting concept, and I do wonder about all these things that I brought up, but we'll see if they like eventually, if they come to, you know, cover that or not. I know I will say that I was really glad about Moon's kind of like how that ended, that she got her freedom, and it was very, you know, very, I guess, symbolic, or even more than that, foreshadowy maybe, that she was like, what do you want to do? And then he was like, oh, I'm going to become, like, hearing himself saying, oh, I'm aiming to become like one of the 10, like, I don't know, 10 top ranked heroes or something. Like, yeah, his life is pretty much decided for him. We see that, we know that, and so far he's going along with it. He did want to become a hero, and he kind of made that happen. But then but then we know that the cost for it is pretty great. So we'll see how much he can stand that, for how long. And at the same time, we have, you know, his friend, like Nice's actual friend. That was, his story was kind of sad, you know, like he was looking for his friend, having to pretend that he's always fighting his friend, and then he got less and less, like, you know, because the focus shifted to Nice and his relationship, and so he got sidelined, and then he actually has to, like, they brought him back just to, you know, for their own agenda, to kill Moon, whatever, and he finds out that, you know, in this confrontation, he finds out that his friend is actually dead, and he didn't even know, and he was just like, and that's it, that's all he has. Like, that's really tragic. Poor dude, honestly. I don't know if he's ever coming back, but I felt for him. Yeah, that was pretty terrible. And he got nothing. Like, he got nothing. He never became a hero. He became a villain instead, and like pretending to fight his best friend all the time, and desperate for it though, because that's like his time with his friend. It's time to kind of maybe pretend in some way that he's fulfilling his dream, or at least like he sees his best friend fulfilling the dream that they shared, and then he gets cut off and he doesn't know anything, and his friend is dead, like, you know, and it's just horrible. Oh my god. Okay, interesting episode. I hope you guys enjoy this reaction. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons: Running Tear, Andy Plays All Night, Terranor, Michael Gabriel, and Shadow's Moon. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, who without their support I would never be able to keep on doing this. Thank you so much.